What's going on, folks? Happy May the 4th. I just finished Tales of the Empire, and there's definitely a whole bunch of division going on around it. So I'm going to jump into the discussion and I'm going to give my thoughts on the series. Now, it's true that with so much division in Star Wars right now, I haven't really been excited about most of the projects that have been released, but admittedly, anytime Dave Filoni is on a project or attached to a project, that gets me hyped. I think when it comes to Star Wars, anything that Dave touches, I just find enjoyable, and I feel the love that he has for this franchise. And when it's an animated project and Dave Filoni's attached to it, oh man, even more hype, because I think that's where he shines the most. Not to say that I don't like his live action. I thought the Ahsoka show was awesome. I loved it. But even I can't deny some of the hiccups and choices that were made in that series. But his animation, man, is so much fun. With Bad Batch ending earlier this week and being on such a hype from that, I was really looking forward to Tales of the Empire. So talking about the first three real fast, the story following Morgan Elsbeth and her journey and how she became Thrawn's right hand, I thought was cool. The first episode with Grievous and his droids taking out the Night Sisters and their home was really crazy. I had actually forgot that it was Grievous who did that up until I saw that episode. And it has some nice visuals. Grievous looked awesome. It had some nice fighting sequences like the one between Grievous and Morgan's mom, but you didn't have to be a nerd to know who was gonna win that one. It was obvious that Grievous was having fun that whole time, just kind of toying around with her. Thrawn is always a compelling character to get on the screen. He's so articulate and menacing, and it always comes off so sinister but intelligent. But I do have to wonder why Dave decided to go with Morgan for this story. Don't get me wrong, I can't say that she's a bad character. She's definitely a cool character, but I don't know if she's cool enough to get her own focus. And that was a lot of what I saw online. People were not really caring about her story, and I feel a bit similar about it. Like I said, it was cool visuals, but Morgan isn't a character whose whole life I care to see. I much would have rathered 3 episodes about Thrawn. So I did think that that was kind of a weird choice. The back 3 episodes dealing with Barra Sophie and Lynn, who was actually the 4th sister in the Kenobi series, I thought was well done. Barriss was always a character I wanted to see more of after Order 66. Her little plot in the Clone Wars series I thought was really cool, and I always wanted to know what happened to her after all that. So I was definitely engaged, and seeing her become an Inquisitor for Vader, I thought was a fitting story for her since she began to disagree and even hate the Jedi by the time she was arrested in the Clone Wars. I was kind of hoping that Vader would make some kind of gesture, say some kind of comment showing that he knew her, but that's a bit unrealistic. Vader has detached himself completely from Anakin, and no one even knows that they are one and the same at this point anyway. But watching Barriss go through her arc of realizing how wrong she was in the first place and refusing to move forward with the Empire, I thought was well done, in my opinion. I think Barriss was always good in her core and just allowed the dark side to get the better of her. And it took the extreme of seeing innocent people massacred in front of her for her to realize that this wasn't what she wanted, and ultimately choosing the path of the light side. Now, even here, there were some complaints that I saw online about how they threw in the pronoun use of the Jedi that Barriss was fighting in episode 5 as they, them. Personally, it was so subtle in the way that it was done, I didn't even mind. As a matter of fact, when I realized a little bit later that they were actually referring to a singular person and not a group of Jedi, my first thought was, didn't they just meet this damn Jedi? How the hell they know what pronouns they use? It wasn't a big deal for me. It was glazed by anyway. A second thing mentioned through online conversation was the fact that Barriss looked like she aged like 50 damn years between episode 4 and episode 6, whereas Lynn looked the exact same, and Barriss was younger than Lynn. But a popular theory that I've even chosen to adopt in my own headcanon is that Barriss was likely using the Force to force heal people over the years. And no doubt that took a lot of her own life source to do. I mean, the travelers and the people that was helping Barriss even referred to her as the healer. So it made sense. And even though the sequels kind of made this ability widely known, if you ever played the old PS2 Revenge of the Sith game, that was an ability that you would use often. It was self-healing, but still it was a force heal. I never had a problem with that ability. Now, in my review video of The Bad Batch, I praised The Bad Batch and said I thought Tales of the Empire was going to continue to deliver great Star Wars. And while I did enjoy Tales of the Empire, I think the first 3 episodes being centered around Morgan Elsbeth, not exactly a character that people hate, but also not a character people are lining up to go see, held this series back from the bar that I think The Bad Batch and especially Tales of the Jedi had set. I wish they did the first 3 episodes on Vader Thrawn, hell, even a crazy Tarkin story. I think that would have been a much greater intrigue. But to say that the show was garbage and not good, I think is just simply not true. I love this style of animation. The saber combat was awesome, and I really did like the story around Varys Offee and her redemption. And I'm bummed that we're not gonna see her again and that they killed her off by the end. I was really hoping that we'd be able to see her again, maybe in Ahsoka season 2 or some other future project. And I think killing her off was kind of a missed opportunity, but it is what it is. If you watched the series, let me know what you thought about it in the comments. Which episode was your favorite? Be sure to like the video. It definitely helps out the channel and it's much appreciated. Hit that subscribe button so you stay notified for future videos. And as always, stay geeked up. May the 4th be with you.